2, dating and development. Long time no talk, it's been a few days. Hope we're all keeping well. If you know who I am, you know who I am. If you don't know who I am, God bless, Godspeed to you all. Now, lovely 2 articles today. One's kind of, what the fuck would people be doing this? The second one is 9 things that men think are foreplay, but they're not. And hey, look, we have to get the oil leaking downstairs, don't we, when it comes to the old Frisky Fridays. So let's get jumping right into it. That made no sense, but we'll try that again. Let's jump straight into it. Now, science says this is how many dates you have to go on before you find the one. Now, why is science going with, I suppose, a romantic ideology in science? Well, yeah, I suppose it can work in some aspects, but if you're looking at something that's been created by Hollywood, really, and social media and everything else, and novels and whatnot, there's no such thing as the one, though. As bad as that is to say, there isn't. Like, yes, you can connect with people really well, maybe on a primal level, and everything else in between, but there's no such thing as the one. Because if you look at, like, the Earth's population, there are billions of women who would date you when you break them down into your age bracket and everything else. There'd be millions of them who would. But why are we just letting ourselves be set to just one person, thinking that they are the one? There are good ones and there are bad ones, but the one does not exist. And that's just a popularized romantic idea that's been ingrained into us for God knows when. So let's hop into the article. The average woman will kiss 15 men. Will kiss 15 men? Are you for feckin' real? In this day and age of modern dating, I think it's nothing just kissing going on. I don't think that they're praying to God either. Enjoying 2 long-term relationships and have their heart broken twice before she meets. What's this? Is such arbitrary. It's like me saying, "Oh, I'll find the one after I have diarrhea 4 times in my life. My hairline recedes 2%, and I grow to be 5'11" before I find the one. You know, it's just, that's arbitrary. That's totally arbitrary. But have their heart broken twice, yeah. But the guys that don't want them, if we're looking at it, you know, we have all the nice guys like, oh yeah, like, you know, like a girl, and girls like, yeah, I like a good guy, but then go off with someone else. What she says is not what she wants. This is just facts. It's facts. Researchers found she would also suffer 4 disaster dates and be set up once before she wins one she's happy to stick with. Oh boy. But she will also have been in love twice, lived with one ex-partner, and had 4 one-night stands. This is just a laundry list of requirements before finding the one. I kiss 15 guys, you have 2 long-term relationships, have your heart broken, live with an ex-partner, have 4 one-night stands. Excuse me, where does any of this make sense? Where does any of this make sense? In comparison, men face being stood up twice, one a lot more, and having 6 one-night stands before they meet their ideal partner. So you would go and sleep with someone on a night out, like, yeah, partner number 6, next person is going to be the one for me. This sounds so stupid. Oh my God, I can't believe that this is really a thing. Realistically looking at it, before we find our ideal partner, there's ideal and then there's the one. You know, excuse me, it goes into the argument, do unicorns exist? The stats emerged, a study commissioned to mark the paperback release of the HoobeZa project, a tale of one man's quest to find his perfect wife. So the CEO of Simpsonville, great. Author Graham Simpson said it's a reminder that the path to finding a life partner can be a long and rocky one, and indeed it is of most of us. Man, if you just know what you're doing and you have tactics to vet for red flags or anything like that, it would make things easier. But finding a quality woman is getting tougher and tougher these days. It is, because you have all the validation and everything from social media. You know, a girl could be like, you know, showing her ass in her bikini, and be like, oh, God is so good, and have a praying symbol, and then it's like, oh yeah, God is gonna be so good, and I rip that ass in half. you like you know what I'm getting at. It's just stupid. It's just totally stupid. All the disaster dates, mismatched relationships, and awkward one-night stands can leave many feeling like they're not going to meet their soulmate. But there's no, like, this is just the ideology going on, that like we're designated for one person. We're not. We are not. And I learned that the hard way. I thought someone was going to be my soulmate. Found out, actually this isn't going to go to plan. Changed my mindset, updated my belief mindset, and now everything's totally changed. If someone wants to be with me, perfectly fine, but we both have to put in the work. I know I'm not perfect. There's definitely flaws I have when it comes to like relationships and dating, and that there are flaws women have when it comes to relationships and dating. It goes hand in hand, but it has to be up to us to work on those flaws. You can't be expected just to try and work your own flaws while someone else is like, yeah, I know, I'm fine, thanks, I'm good the way I am. It won't work like that. It won't work like that. But that's the thing these days, is that there's no accountability or responsibility there to be actually a good person. And particularly when it goes to ladies. Now, this is not woman bashing, don't get me wrong. It's in the fact that, like, women are pedestalized so much that they think they're perfect, or a lot of them think that they don't have to put in work. But you do. Your looks don't last forever. Whatever men have doesn't last forever either. So really, you can't just rely on your looks all the time to try and secure a partner. It has to be more than that. And yes, I know the argument that, well, not the argument, but the truth, that men are very visual. We are very visual. But the visual is one thing. But if you're going to be a 10 with a personality of Plank from Ed, Edd n Eddy, then good luck to you. I want nothing to do with you. No, might be glam, slam, bam, thank you, ma'am. Really hope you stay. But I'd rather have someone who's not as attractive, maybe a 7 or an 8, and then who is a lot more great in terms of personality, who has a much better personality, who has actually that genuine desire, instead of a 10 thinking, oh my god, the guys, I'm just not going to bother. Really? Anyways, but there's an annoying yet wonderful randomness about it. All these calamities, false starts, and heartbreaks, never knowing when or if or how the one. I'm just getting like, I'm like, what the hell? This article is going to appear in your life. Jeez, it's not going to be. You're not going to be walking in the middle of the grass and then this battle alarm sound goes off like Pokemon. While the one has appeared. Used marriage proposal, not very effective, you lost all your money, damn, I blacked out. Like, I don't think it's going to be that kind of random. Or it's like be RNG, just like you walk into a pub and there's a girl, there's the one. I was going RNG, speedrunning, getting the one. Once we found someone to settle down with, perhaps we're inclined to look only at the negative aspects of the dating journey. Well, yeah, that's true, but like, then again, we do look at relationships that were bad, or through past relationships that ended badly with rose-tinted glasses. We just like, oh yeah, that was so bad. But when we look back, it's like, oh, actually, no, I like the good times. Yeah, it was so good. I want that again. Ugh, yikes. The study of 2,000 adults. This is a very small portion size. Who said that they already met the one, found that women will also go on 7 dates, as well as further 2 blind dates and 2 dates with someone they met over the internet. The thing is that if she's making you wait for the fun times, then the fun times is not worth it, because you gotta be aware of like structured women in that sense, that they're not being fully authentic to their femininity. That's my perspective on it. If she's making you wait for it, she has rules, but then again, those rules might apply to you. But when someone else comes into her life, or someone she's dating ends up going on a date with, she'll break those rules for him. It happens. Excuse me. It's how women view you. And I know I'm coughing, don't have the beer bug, just been doing a lot of talking over the last few days. It depends on how she sees you, whether you're going to be someone who gets her in the tingles, or someone who gets her in the security. Could be wrong on that, but I think I'm right. The biggest difference between... but men will enjoy 8 dates, 3 blind dates, and meet 3 people online. I met loads of people online. This is the portion size of 2,000. This is only getting averages. The biggest difference between men and women lies in the number of frisky partners. With men having 10 in their lifetime compared to the average of 7 for women. Oh my god. There's a big thing here though. People lie. People lie. An average of 7 for women. Yeah, if she really does value herself, average woman these days is going to have way more, way more than 7 partners. I can vouch for that. Like, unless she has some can't stop coughing, my apologies. Unless she has some big value and dignity for her body in that, she's going to have multiple partners. It is. And just things are so easy these days. Women have the pick of their litter when it comes to their options. Like, there's one girl I was talking to before, interesting conversation. That's like, and I said this story multiple times, but this is an instance to bring it up again. And I said to her, like, look, women have it a lot easier than men. Oh my god, what are you talking about? Well, look, you have your pick of the litter when it comes to partners. Like, if you want to get with someone on a night out and sleep with them, that's very easy for you to do because you are a woman. Oh my god, if we got a bunch of girls into a room here and you said that to them, they totally disagree. Yeah, they might disagree verbally, but inside they know it's true. It is. Women do the picking when it comes to friskiness, but men are the gatekeepers to relationships. And when it comes to relationships, let her bring it up. Let her bring up the talk. Don't bring it up yourself. That shows kind of scarcity mindset there. I've explained this before in a previous video. Can't remember which one, but I did. But 7 partners of average women. Absolute lie. Now, it's fine being promiscuous, don't get me wrong. Humans aren't inherently monogamous. I would recommend reading Sex and Dawn by Christopher Ryan. He goes into this in detail. But humans aren't particularly monogamous. Not for the last 1,000 years or so. The study also revealed that men will have 6 relationships, 2 which would last more than a year, while women will have 5. Okay. Men and women both men and women both face get cheated on in their quest to find the one. Alright, but the average adult will also be the cheater on at least one occasion on their dating lifetime. Most will go through one long distance relationship before settling down. All this information is just arbitrary, realistically. And then they have men and women. One night stands 4 to 6. So pathway to meeting the one. Researchers which also found that while 94% of women believe in true love, just 88% of men feel the same way. That statistic is an absolute blatant lie. Because purely men and women love in different ways. Men are the idealists, women are the opportunists. They'll not say women can't love. Women can love, don't get me wrong, but the way they do is a whole lot different to how men love. With women, it's opportunistic. With men, it's the idealistic way. Women love how you make them feel. Men love based on who they are. And that's how it is. I remember having a conversation back in May with a group of friends, and I was trying to explain to one of the lads I'm friends with, I was like, look, man, it's like the way you're talking to her, don't know why you're getting into fights. But you have to understand that men and women love in different ways. While you're getting emotional and frustrated in that, we have to realize she loves you opportunistically. She loves you for how you make her feel. And if you're going off in tangents to her, giving out to her about how she's making you angry all the time and that, and you're getting so sad and being passive aggressive, then look, no wonder why you're getting into fights, because you're not being in your emotional center. You should be dealing with this proactively and not getting reactive about it, because she's distancing herself away from you. She even got her friend to message you saying, like, look, she doesn't want to talk to you. And there was 2 girls there listening at the time. They're like, just stop talking. It's like, it's scary how much you know. I was like, look, I studied female psychology for 2 years, 3 years now. So I know the game. And they're like, this is scary. You shouldn't know this. Like, but I do. And your man's like, oh, blah, blah. He wasn't taking any of it on board. He didn't take any of it on board. But he's a great guy though, don't get me wrong. But you learn. You can't force this kind of knowledge down someone's throat. You can't force it. They have to come to it themselves, or they never will. And it will usually be some sort of traumatic event that will get them into it in terms of breakup or whatever the case is. So the takeaway from this, the one doesn't exist, and people lie. People lie. The average amount of partners is way different. It's way off. And number of kisses, it's like all those kind of things are arbitrary before finding the one. This is just based on averages of 2,000 people. It's going to be different for everyone. This should only be a guideline. But the one gaping hole is that we settle because you don't want to get hurt. I think that could be one plausible theory. But other than that, I don't believe in the one. Used to, not anymore. So this study that's been done, visible bunch of bollocks to me. Right, moving on. 9 moves men think are foreplay that are not foreplay, and I've got some good moves up my sleeve. Robin Williams, foreplay is a tricky one to master. It's not just 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You escalate and then you might de-escalate a bit. I'll explain this how. I will make foreplay. That's making foreplay extremely simple. The one accounts for a lot of questions, foreplay, blah blah blah. A theory of ours is that man is in question, so shocking at the prospect of friskiness that their instinct is to get it over with as fast as possible unless we come to our senses and rescind the offer. In fairness to them, they are trying to titillate through their methods can range from awkward to downright chaffing. Right, dry humping. Another dry in the regards of women, and friskiness is not a good thing. Blow job, sir. Pizza time. BJs tend to take away the play out of foreplay. We don't have anything against your pee-pee, but we wouldn't expect you to suck on a pork loin and then feel friskiness aroused now, would we? I think Alien really wrecked pee-pees for me. I totally tolerate them, but I don't want to touch it with my face for good reason. The thing is, it depends on how much she views you. If she's not going to do women are into it, some women are not. But even if she knows it will please you and it'll make you happy, then she might go ahead and do it. But then again, you can't give out to people saying oh, you're not going to go down on me, and then I'm not going to go down on you, and then kick up a fuss. And number 3, the Charizard. So when you're having friskiness with your partner and he's about to ejaculate, he takes his pee-pee out of your vagine and he comes all over your belly. He then gets a lighter and sets your belly on fire, flapping his arms, saying, "You don't have enough gym badges to control me." That's a good foreplay called the Charizard, just let you know. Watching Wild, just joking, that's not one, I should get that one up. 3, watching Wild Things, Spring Breakers, or Nymphomaniac Volume 1 or 2. Getting hot, trot, or merely after watching any of the aforementioned movies makes us feel pretty soupish, like you're suddenly interested in having friskiness with us, having nothing to do with us, and everything down to Denise Richards or the Nooble Spring Breakers. You're being obvious. Alright, cool. Any mention of their peepees in third person, he like that, or he's missed you. How about he's feckin' creepy, get him away from me. Any personification of the PP is out, unless it's drawing a little face on it and making it sing out of the urethra. That's hilarious, but it's still not foreplay. Okay, I would say I've missed this body, or I've missed you. I wouldn't say my ding dong has missed you. She makes a fair enough point there. Any name of the appendages, even in an ironic way, Mr. Tiddles, Mr. Johnson, Pepe, PP. Just know, especially awful is a grandiose moniker, such as using the Hulk or Cox. Well, look, women name their vagines, so to speak. Just imagine naming your Ding Dong Crash Bandicoot because you love smashing boxes. Moving on, nudie dancing. Few men can pull off dancing nude with an erect PP hanging off of them without looking absolutely ridiculous. It's just one of those things. See, all these things, I've never known of men to do this as foreplay, to do nude dancing or anything. I've never heard of this, or like mentioning the PP in third person, watching Spring Breakers, maybe watching the Blue movie. Name the appendages is one, but that's just in general. Pokey pokey, aka back prodding. FYI, jabbing us in the back with your PP does not arouse that does not an aroused woman make. Alright, cool. A random breasticle grab. In our experience, a lot of men have no idea what be doing with the breasticles. Yeah, but you ever see the memes? It's like women complain about men having friskiness, and then women after giving me a handy Jane, it's like Homer Simpson absolutely crippled after falling off the cliff when he tried jumping over the crevice in the skateboard. That's what it reminds me of. They either zero in way too much on the nip, a look of pained concentration on their face as they apparently try to tune a particular tricky radio signal. Let's go for an all-out massage. Right. And motorboating. Cool. So remember, best way for foreplay is 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Escalate it, then pull it back. If you're kissing her, pull it back and just talk a bit more. Then start kissing her again, pull it back and just say, just talk a bit more or do whatever. And then just, trace around her body, feel around, consensual wise. But just 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Don't rush into it. It's all part of the escalation. You gotta get her excited. That's all the time I have for today. Take care, God bless, stay safe, and all the best. Remember, the Charizard, a great one.